Hello, my friends. I'm 3i Studios, and welcome to a new thing that we're doing called I Read and He Reacts.
What? What?
Yes! It's basically where I read a very famous or infamous fanfiction,
I wouldn't really call that famous, just saying.
and you react to it.
Alright.
So, for the first episode, we're doing Cupcakes. For those of you who, have read this before, you know what he's in for.
Yeah, fuck. Alright.
I'm gonna move this over to here.
I don't know what you're moving.
A window.
I didn't know you could move windows. I'm just gonna pick up this window now and set it down somewhere else.
You can do it with Chrome.
Oh, computer windows. I thought you were talking about a physical window. Like, just walk over to your wall. Whoop. There we go.
Okay, before we begin reading, I'm going to do this disclaimer. Warning, this story contains graphic and disturbing content. Reader discretion is advised.
I have discretion, I just have never read it.
Okay, but I'm going to read it to you now.
Shit.
Let me get my reading voice ready.
Reading voice?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
The air was warm, the sun was shining, and every pony in Ponyville was having a glorious day. The town square was bustling and crowded, and busy ponies filled the streets. All the pony folk seemed to have somewhere specific to be, all except Rainbow Dash. Her place was in the sky.
'Cause nobody liked her.
She tore freely through the air, speeding one way and the next, buzzing the treetops and racing the wind.
Wait, ponies can fly? What the hell?
Pegasi.
Oh, I guess you have a point.
The blue Pegasus swooped over a schoolyard, much to the delight of the children, then climbed several hundred feet and dove, streaking down as fast as she could. Seconds before hitting the ground, her wings flew open and she pulled up into the clear blue.
That's what
Rainbow
she said.
felt alive. Suddenly, Dash remembered that she had somewhere to be. She was supposed to meet with Pinkie Pie in 5 minutes. Dash had gotten so caught up in her exercises that she'd nearly forgotten that Pinkie had asked her to meet her at Sugar Cube Corner at 3. Pinkie hadn't said why or what they'd be doing, though. But Dash knew that with Pinkie it could be anything. Dash wasn't really sure if she wanted to go, though, but she was so engaged with her in stunts that she thought about blowing Pinkie off, or to continue flying. But Dash's conscience got the better of her. She knew that it would hurt
I hate it when that
feelings.
happens.
After all, Pinkie said it was going to be something special, just for the two of them. Dash considered it and thought, why not? What did she have to lose? Heck, it might be more pranking. Pinkie might have found a bunch more fun stuff to pull on folks. And they'd had so much fun the last time. Dash kicked into overdrive and made up for lost time, and sped to her appointment. When Dash walked into the store, she was immediately greeted by her host, who was bouncing with excitement. Yay, you're here! I've been waiting for this all
shit,
day!
Your voice just changed.
Said the jumping pony. I do that when I'm talking in other characters' voices.
I suppose that makes sense.
Sorry if I'm late, Pinkie. I was doing my afternoon exercises and lost track of time, Dash
I just never
apologized.
heard you do that before.
What?
Nothing, keep reading.
Pinkie giggled and responded in a gleefully reassuring tone. Oh, that's okay. You're here now. What's a few more minutes? I've been so excited thinking of all the fun stuff we're gonna do. I haven't even stopped bouncing since I woke up. I almost forgot to breathe. I've been so happy. Dash gave a slightly uncomfortable laugh. She'd always appreciated Pinkie Pie's friendly, outgoing way of life, but Pinkie's overabundant enthusiasm almost creeped her out. Dash maintained a polite expression, however. If Pinkie was this worked up, whatever she had planned must be good. So, you ready to get started, Rainbow Dash? I've got everything all ready, the pink pony said. Dash psyched herself up. You betcha, Pinkie. So, what do you got planned? Got more pranking somebody? I got a couple of good ones I've been thinking about. Or maybe you got some stunts I should try? Or perhaps making cupcakes! Pinkie happily announced. Baking? Dash was disappointed. Pinkie, you know I'm not good at baking. Remember the last time? Oh, that's no problem at all. I only need your help making them. I'll be doing most of the work, Pinkie explained. Dash thought about it for a second. You were saying something? Rowan? Whatever. Dash thought about it for a second. Well, alright, I guess that's okay. What exactly do you need me to do? That's the spirit. Here you go. Pinkie handed Dash a cupcake. Dash was puzzled. Well, crap.
Ah, shit, sorry.
It's fine.
The connection was... I was going to tell you that you started to sound like one of those emulator things because your voice was going all funny, and I thought it was something on your end, but nope, that's just funny connection.
Okay.
Thank you, Internet. Alright, continue.
Alright, so where was I when I started going all emulator-y?
Oh, that's okay. I only need your blank.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. I only need your help making them. I'll be doing most of the work, Pinkie explained. Nash thought about it for a second. Well, alright, I guess that's okay. What exactly do you need me to do? That's the spirit. Here you go. Pinkie handed Dash a cupcake. Dash was puzzled. I thought I was helping you bake. You will be. I made this one just before you got here. So, is this like a taste testing or something? Sorta, Pinkie said. Dash shrugged and popped the pastry in her mouth. She chewed a bit and swallowed. Not bad. Okay, now what? Dash asked. Now, Pinkie informed her, you take a nap. Puzzled, Dash opened her mouth but felt instantly lightheaded. A wave of dizziness washed over her and the world spun.
Yay, drugs.
And seconds later she collapsed onto the floor.
No, drugs are bad, kids. When we make fun of them in this video, it doesn't mean do them in real life. They'll kill you.
Yes. So, what do you think so far?
This is as far as anyone ever explained to me. Pony took a cupcake with drugs in it, and that's all I've ever heard about that, to be honest.
Well, you're in for a lot more. Like,
is that a good thing? Is this a funny story?
No.
Well, you sound like you're about to shit your pants, Adam.
I'm shivering right now, and I don't know why.
I'll explain the emulator voice. Continue.
Yeah, hang on. My jaw has to stop shaking.
Yeah. I hate it when that happens. I mean, that has totally never happened to me ever before.
When Dash regained consciousness, she found herself in a dark room. She tried to shake her head, but found that a taut leather strap held it firmly in place.
Oh, God.
She struggled to move. With braces around her chest and limbs glued her to a rack formed in a series of sturdy planks, which spread her legs wide apart. Dash's wings were the only part of her not tied down, and they fluttered frantically while she struggled to escape. Dang it, Jaw!
Oh, God, this sounds like rape.
As she writhed, Pinkie jumped suddenly into her line of sight. Goody, you're awake! Now we can get started! Pinkie stated gleefully. She bounded into the darkness and quickly reappeared, pushing a small cart covered with a cloth. Pinkie, what's going on? I can't move, Dash said urgently. Well, duh! That's because you're tied down. Oh, what's this? We have to wait for Rowan.
Are they calling you?
Yeah.
Here. You should probably finish your English assignment before bed. What paper you were working on?
So, this is a lovely image. If you're wondering what I'm eating, I'm having popcorn. Just in case you guys were wondering. Right, so you're back?
Sorry, you still there?
Yes.
Sorry, my parents were badgering me about homework.
Okay.
Alright,
It's spring
let's
break,
see.
though.
Yeah, well, never stops, you know.
Yeah.
See what was I? Oh. I was going to tell you that it was really awkward because as soon as I said it sounds like rape, 4 seconds later my mom opened the door. Sometimes things I say. Anyway, continue.
So, where was I when...
Cloth-covered table.
Pinky, what's going on? I can't move, Dash said urgently.
You don't say.
Well, duh, that's because you're tied down, chided Pinky. That's why you can't move. I didn't think you need to be told that. But why? What's happening? I thought you said you were going to help make cupcakes. You are helping. You see, I'm out of the special ingredient. I need you to get more. Special ingredients? Dash was now breathing heavily and starting to panic. What special ingredients? Pinky giggled and responded, You silly!
Oh, fuck. That crazy bitch gonna put you in cupcakes.
Dash's eyes widened and her face contorted in fear. Then she started to laugh and said in a voice bordering on hysteria, Ooh, you really got me there, Pinkie Pie. I mean, tricking me into thinking I'm going to be made into a cupcake? I gotta tell you, this is the best prank yet. You win. You're the best. Pinky only giggled even more. Aw, thanks, Dash, but I haven't done any pranks today, so I can't accept your praise. Dash was struggling again. Pinky, come on, this isn't funny. Then why were you laughing? Before Dash could answer, Pinky grabbed the cloth and whipped it off the cart. On the cart was a tray containing various sharp medical tools and knives, carefully organized and wickedly sharp, as well as a large medical bag. Dash was now in full panic mode. She was starting to hyperventilate. Her mind raced as she tried to reason with the pink pony.
Adam, wait, I have a question.
Go.
Who the hell is a pony and or Pegasus supposed to manipulate scalpels and other medical tools? What?
Magic.
They have hooves.
Magic. That's the only explanation that you need.
Fine, whatever. That makes no sense. Like, plot holes, whatever.
You can't do this, Pinky. I'm your friend. I know you are, and that's why I'm so happy that I got you here. We get to share your last moments together, just you and me. Pinkie Pie was skipping again.
I got that's fine.
But the other ponies will wonder where I am. When the clouds pile up, they'll come looking for me, and then you'll get found out, Dash cried in desperation. Oh, Dash, said Pinky, don't worry, there are plenty of Pegasus ponies that take care of a few clouds. And besides, no one will find out. I mean, how long do you think I've been doing this? And with that ominous statement, the lights suddenly came to life and revealed the rest of the room. Oh no. Dash reeled in horror at the image presented to her. The room was decorated with the typical but twisted Pinkie Pie flair. Colorful streamers of dried entrails fluttered around on the ceiling. Brightly painted skulls of all sizes were attached to the walls, and organs done up in pastels filled with helium were tied to the backs of chairs. The tables and chairs were made of bones and the preserved flesh of past ponies. Dash cringed upon seeing the centerpiece of the table nearest to her.
That'd be like the least comfortable table and chairs I've ever seen. Jeez. Couldn't find like a more fat or something. Just dried skin? Ugh.
The heads of 4 foals, their eyes closed as if they were sleeping. They were wearing party hats made from their own skin. With a thrill of terror, Dash recognized one of them as Apple Bloom's classmate, Twist. Dash's eyes darted back and forth, then fell upon a patchwork banner hanging from the rafters. Made from several tanned pony hides, the words, "Life is a party," were scrawled on it in blood red. Dash's attention was brought back to a party horn unfurling and tickling her nose. She gaped at Pinkie Pie, who was standing right in front of her. The party pony was wearing a dress quilted from dried skin and blazoned with cutie marks. On her back fluttered 6 Pegasus wings, all of different colors. As the Earth pony skipped in excitement, Her necklace of severed unicorn horns clacked together loudly. "Like it?" Pinkie asked. "I made it myself." Desperately, Dash pleaded with the smiling pony before her. "Pinkie, please, I'm sorry if I did anything to you. I didn't mean it. Now, please let me go. I promise I won't tell anybody." "Oh, Dash, you didn't do anything. It's just that your number came up, and, well, I don't make the rules. We can't turn back now."
I don't make the rules, says the crazy person.
Dash was tearing up. How could this be happening? Don't be sad, Dash," said Pinkie. "Look, this'll cheer you up. I brought you a friend." Seemingly out of nowhere, Pinkie produced a brightly painted blue and yellow skull. It was about pony-sized, but it had a very defining feature: a beak. Dash gaped in shock. Is that... Hey, Dash, let's hang together. These ponies are lame-os, dweebs, Pinkie mimicked. "I caught her right before she left town. Remember when I left that party for about 20 minutes? That wasn't enough time to play with her, of course. I had to wait until after the party to do that. But boy, am I glad I did. It was worth the flavor alone. Griffins taste like two animals at once. It's amazing." I know she didn't have a number like everyone else in Ponyville, but when was I gonna get another chance to try Griffin? I probably should have asked where she came from, so I could have gotten more, but I forgot. I'll tell you what, though, she was quite the fighter. She lasted a long time, which was a lot of fun for me. I got the chance to play with somebody other than a pony and try new things. It's too bad she had such a meanie mouth. She said so much bad stuff that I had to take her tongue out. You know, bad language makes for bad feelings, Rainbow Dash. Dash didn't have anything to say. She just sobbed and writhed in her tight bonds. "Well," Pinkie said, with an air of finality, "that's enough reminiscing. It's time to begin." Putting down Gilda's skull, the pink pony gripped a scalpel in the cleft of her hoof.
How did she pick up the skull with
in the cleft of her hoof?
What? You can't pick up a skull like that.
Magic.
You can't even bend a horse's leg arm thing to...
Whatever, it's a cartoon, that. Just roll with it.
This is the most fucked up cartoon I've ever heard, Adam. You can't even hear a cartoon. Well, no, you can, but it's not the same.
In the cleft of her hoof, and walked over to Dash's right flank. Without any flair, Pinkie placed the blade an inch
and then
above.
Walked with 3 feet over there. That's sensible.
There's a pony who can walk on 2 legs. Your argument is invalid.
Fine.
Without any flair, Pinkie placed the blade an inch above Dash's cutie mark and began a circular cut around it. Dash shouted in pain and tried desperately to pull away, but the braces held her still.
Okay, Adam, bear with me here. I don't know what a cutie mark is.
It's... You know how some of the ponies have this little symbol on their flank?
You mean on their ass?
Yes.
Yes.
That's their cutie mark.
I always thought it was just kind of like a branding.
It's supposed to signify their super special talents. Like a DJ would have a music note, and Rainbow Dash has a cloud with a sonic rain boom on it.
Okay, I'm not even gonna ask, just whatever.
Sonic boom coupled with a rainbow.
Just shut up. Continue.
Finishing the incision, Pinkie grabbed a curved skinning knife from the tray. Screwing up her face in concentration, she worked it under Dash's skin and sliced the hide away from the muscle. Dash ground her teeth as she tearfully watched her flesh peel off.
Why would you even watch that?
Pinkie then moved to the other side and repeated the process on Dash's left flank. When she had finished, Pinkie held up both cutie marks in front of her friend and started waving them like pom-poms. Dash just whimpered. Her thighs burned like nothing she had felt before.
That's what she said.
Placing the ragged patches of skin down, Pinkie selected a large butcher knife and walked behind the blue Pegasus. "I hope you don't mind, but I think I'm going to wing it now." Pinkie laughed.
Called it.
She grabbed Dash's left wing in her mouth and played with it for a few seconds, yanking it back so the sharp pain reignited the fire in Dash's flanks. Then, stretching the wing out, Pinkie brought the blade down hard at the base. Instantly, Dash screamed and thrashed her appendage. The movement threw off Pinkie's aim. She tried to hit the mark again, but missed, and carved a huge slice into Dash's back. "Dash, you gotta stay still or I'll keep missing!" scolded Pinkie as her friend howled. Pinkie took another whack and hit her target. She swung again and again. Blood sprayed into the air, but Pinkie realized she wasn't getting anywhere. The blade just wasn't going through the bone. I guess I forgot to sharpen it. I'll try something else," stated Pinkie matter-of-factly as she tossed the knife over her shoulder, embedding the blade in the table.
Accuracy. There we go.
Through the haze of pain and tears, Dash heard the sound of a metal box opening and closing. "Got it! Say, Dash, why do they call it a hacksaw? It doesn't hack. Hacking is what I was doing with the knife. This is a saw. I don't get it." Pinkie placed the tool over the mangled flesh of the last attempt. Standing on her hind legs, she worked the saw back and forth with her front hooves.
There we go, because you can use a saw with hooves.
It sliced effortlessly through the bone and skin. The feeling of the jagged teeth grinding into her made Dash want to vomit. She watched numbly as her wing flew over her head and landed with a fluff on the table.
I'm counting how long this would last in seconds. The average person would last either another 15 seconds at the most for pain threshold before they passed out, and a minute and a half before they died of blood loss at this point.
Pinkie moved to the next wing
Just saying.
and started sawing. Dash didn't struggle this time. She'd given up trying to fight and focused on choking back screams of agony. Abruptly, the sawing paused. Pinkie was only halfway done, the wing hanging off by a sliver. "Hey, Dash!" Pinkie piped up. "Think fast!" Suddenly, Pinkie yanked the wing as hard as she could. The bone snapped, but the blue pony's skin held, then tore away. The pull ripped away a long strip of flesh all the way down Dash's back to her rump. Her body seized at the unexpected trauma. As her pelvis tensed up, Dash felt a warm release between her legs, and her loud, unending melody of pain filled the room. Unable to catch her breath, she blacked out.
Yep, called it.
But she's not dead yet.
No,
She is
but
not yet dead.
15 seconds is passed out, and I was right. It was like less than that because the crazy bitch, like, I don't know, the pain threshold increased it by. You probably get a cramp from that too. Jeez.
Well, her body tensed up, so.
Yeah. Tense up from something that runs all the way. Yep. I can imagine getting a couple 100,000 cramps from that.
Dash awoke with a gasp. The stench of her urine filled her mucus-caked nostrils. As her vision swam into focus, she saw a very pouty Pinkie Pie removing a large adrenaline needle from her chest. Stomping her hooves, the frustrated Pinkie lashed out at her helpless victim. "Didn't anybody teach you manners? It's very rude to fall asleep when someone invites you over to spend time with them. How would you like it if I came over to your house and went to sleep? Oh, I'm sorry, Dash. You're so boring, I think I'll take a nap. You think I'll like always doing this by myself? I told you how excited I got when I found out you were next. I was excited to have a friend be here with me while I worked, but no! You have to be inconsiderate. You know, I thought you were tough. I thought you could handle anything. I've had fools stand up better than you. Do I have to baby you? Huh? Is that how you want me to remember you, as a baby?"
Yes.
As Pinkie stopped to catch her breath, Dash blinked and sobbed softly. Her back was in agony. Her sides were on fire, and there was intense pain in one of her legs. As she blinked again, she saw Pinkie pop something red in her mouth and began to chew. Noticing Dash's stare,
That would be flesh.
Pinkie quickly gulped the morsel down. "What?" Pinkie asked. "Oh, this?" She held up another piece.
Piece of her leg. Her leg's probably not even there.
"Well, while you were asleep, I got a little impatient and helped myself to a small sample. I got it from your leg. You're not bad. Want to try some?"
Well, is the leg still there, Adam?
"Yes."
Oh, damn. Wrong.
Without waiting for a response, Pinky shoved the strip of meat into the revolted Pegasus pony's mouth.
Oh, that's not even fair.
Dash gagged and immediately spit it out. Pinky frowned and picked up the chunk of flesh. If you didn't want it, you could have said no. She contemplated the discarded snotty morsel and then gulped it up. It's not like you haven't had my cupcakes before.
Oh. Secret ingredient.
Yes.
Leg flesh.
Actually, horse meat. If
It's not like they don't sell that in stores anyway. Reference.
Swallowing, Pinky turned her attention to a small can on the tray. She removed
I
the
thought
lid.
you said it was a Pegasus, not a horse.
She removed the lid, revealing that it was filled with red-hot coals. Lying on top of the coals were several large nails.
Oh, that's just not even fair.
As the adrenaline filled her veins, Dash began to panic again. Picking up the can, Pinky walked over to Dash's left. Holding some tongs with her mouth, Pinky carefully picked up a nail and positioned it at the seam between her victim's front leg and hoof.
What kind of leather is this that can... A horse is 20 times stronger than a man, and there have been men that have shoved... What was it, like a 2-ton boulder off of themselves when they were about to fall off a cliff? And that's not even when they were experiencing pain. They just... Adrenaline, but an adrenaline-filled winged horse couldn't break leather?
Formerly winged.
Okay, yeah, formerly winged, but whatever.
She then grabbed a hammer and took careful aim. No, Pinky! Dash screamed. No! No! The hammer came down, and the nail punctured Dash's skin. The white-hot burning was too much. Dash screamed Dash screamed as she pulled and thrashed at the braces, causing her raw skin to rub and tear.
Wait, what? Didn't pass out? What the fuck?
Pinky tried to line up another nail, but couldn't find her aim, and let out a frustrating grunt. When Pinky brought the hammer back to take a wild swing, Dash burst out crying and begging, "Please stop! Please! Please stop!" Pinky rolled her eyes, putting down the hammer and tongs. She walked back in front of her friend and stared pensively at the broken Pegasus. Gilda didn't cry this much when she had a live Parasprite stuffed down her throat.
Oh, live what?
Parasprite. It's,
Alright, I didn't ask. I just couldn't hear you. That's totally what I asked.
Pinky thought for a minute about what to do next. Then a sudden spark of inspiration. Rotating a wheel on the rack, Pinky laid Dash on her back, then moved to Dash's hind legs, bringing the can with her. Picking up her tools, Pinky drove a searing hot spike of metal directly into the bottom of Dash's hoof. As Dash yelled...
Well, to be fair, that happens often to horses, normal horses in real life.
Yeah, but not white-hot nails.
No, but white-hot metal shoved next to their hooves. Not into them, but on them. Well, maybe into them, it depends.
As Dash yelled in pain, Pinky moved around and drove a second nail into the other hoof. Next, Pinky went back to her cart and located an enormous battery and controller, which she dragged over to where she was working. She tied copper wires between the terminals and the nails driven into Dash's hooves, then gave Dash a wink and flipped the switch. Electricity rocketed through Dash's body. The blue pony reacted immediately. Her body seized, and her muscles snapped taut. Dash's hips thrust skyward, her eyes rolled back, and she let out a deep,
that's what she said,
throat-shredding cry. Pinky giggled and danced in place, then reached down and turned up the juice. Dash convulsed uncontrollably, and her bladder emptied once more. Thoughts? Rowan?
What?
Any thoughts?
Well, again, that hearts can only stand up to... Hearts beat on an electric pulse, and after 20 seconds of electricity, your heart would stop getting that pulse.
We're not talking about human hearts, we're talking about
any
horse.
Hearts. Adam?
What?
A demon cow from hell's heart would not stand 20 seconds. I'm saying, if the human were on steroids and drugs and adrenaline shit all at once, maybe 17 seconds. The electricity would
Okay,
stop
I'm gonna
beating,
rename
and then
this
the horse would
series
be
I
dead.
Read and He Overanalyzes.
Well, it's completely unrealistic, Adam. Well, not that it was supposed to be
It's
realistic.
a cartoon!
Okay, fine, whatever. You asked me for thoughts. I'm just telling you that electricity, again, would kill the horse after so many seconds.
After about 5 minutes, Pinky shut off the power.
Again, come on. What the fuck?
Wisps of steam roam from the singed fur around Dash's hooves.
Singed fur? You mean singed existence. Singed point in time where nothing could go near because it was unexistable. That's not even
And
a word.
the area reeked of cooked flesh and burnt enamel.
Yay, cooked flesh.
Pinky
No, cooked flesh is totally bad, yeah.
Pinky rotated Dash upright again and tried to snap the drooling, delirious pony back to attention. Dash? Dash! Rainbow Dash! Wake up! Dash moaned and managed to give a modicum of weak acknowledgement. Pinky studied her handiwork, then reached into the medicine bag and produced a large syringe. Alright, time for the last round.
Yay, drug!
Dash focused blearily on the needle, which Pinky took as question what it was. This is a little something to take the pain away, Pinky informed Dash as she was walking around to her victim's ruined back. Dash flinched as Pinky jabbed the needle into the lower part of the blue pony's spine. Moving in front of her friend again, Pinky leaned down and elaborated. In a few minutes, you won't be able to feel anything below your rib cage. Then you'll be able to stay awake and watch the harvest. Dash.
Oh, God. Okay, so let's see. I think I might remember, like, a horse lives until all of her organs are not even present anymore, except for, like, her heart and her lungs or something.
Yeah.
Some crazy bullshit, and then the horse dies at the end.
Well, at least this part stays true to that fact. Spoilers. Dash started to cry again. Pinky? She choked out. Yeah? I want to go home, Dash sobbed. Yeah, I can see you wanting to do that, replied the party pony. Sometimes I just want to give up. Just say, I'm done with this mess and go to bed. But you know what? You can't shrug off your responsibilities. You gotta pull yourself up and meet challenges head on. And that's why you're gonna get ahead. That's the only way you're gonna get ahead in life.
Death. That's the only way to get ahead in life, clearly.
Dash hung her head and cried. Minutes passed as the drug took effect. Eventually, Dash was completely numb from her chest to her flanks.
Yeah, right about now. After, what was it? Okay, so like 4 minutes, then 5 minutes, then yeah.
It'll
bleeding
tell
out
you.
would have happened.
It will tell you how long it's been since Pinky started. At this point, Pinky approached with a scalpel, glancing at Dash and smiling. Pinky made a long horizontal...
Again, holding a scalpel with their fucking hooves, whatever.
Long horizontal cut across the Pegasus pony's pelvis, just above her crotch. Moving up Dash's body, Pinky made a similar incision up to her ribs. Finally, Pinky made a long vertical cut down Dash's stomach, connecting the first two. Looks like I got my eye on you, Dash! Pinky giggled. With a moist, gooey sound, the flaps of skin opened. The sight of her own organs and the lack of feeling caused Dash's breathless breathing to intensify.
Hey Adam, have you ever seen Heroes?
What?
Have you ever seen the show Heroes?
Heroes?
Yes.
No, but I've heard of it.
People basically evolve. Humans evolve to have. It doesn't matter. They have powers. Yeah, and there's this one girl who has the power of instantaneous regeneration as long as there's nothing like present in her brain. Like if there was a metal pole through it, it wouldn't happen. But as long as there's no object blocking it, even if she's dead, it will regenerate her brain and then the rest of her body. And once she was accidentally killed by a guy who tried to rape her, because, you know, that happened, and a piece of wood went through her skull, and they found her body like a day later, and they brought her to an autopsy table to figure out what happened, and they took out the wooden spike stick and walked away, and she wakes up on the autopsy table with her brain fully recovered and her, the flaps of skin just kind of on the side like they do on autopsies. Just kind of like, whoops. Okay, I'm gonna put this all away, just like fold the skin back and it heals and walks away, and the people come back and are like, what the fuck?
Zombies!
Empty autopsy table. But no, she's already gone. It was really creepy, but this situation reminded me of that.
Alright, back to this.
Yeah, back to that.
Pinky carefully sliced open Dash's abdominal sac and
pleasant.
grabbed her large intestines. As she separated the organ from the rest of the digestive tract and pulled it out of the new cavity, Pinky grew jovial. Laughing as she gutted her friend, Pinky began to make jokes. Dash, growing weaker from this new source of blood loss, tried desperately to shut out the macabre...
totally wouldn't have passed out a couple of days ago from the other blood loss.
Tried desperately to shut out the macabre comedy act. Look at me! I'm Rarity! Pinky laughed, slinging the intestinal tube around her neck, spraying blood in all directions. Isn't my new scarf so pretty? Reaching back inside.
Crazy bitch, I don't even get that reference.
It's
not funny at all.
Reaching back inside, she sliced the smaller intestine off from the bowels, squeezing out the excess excrement. Pinky filed the slimy organ through her teeth and dragged it back and forth. Dentists say you gotta floss every day, Dash. Dash was barely aware of what was going on anymore. The shock was causing her to fade. Disappointed, Pinky dived back into the blue pony's guts, ramping up her routine. Don't go yet, Dash. Pinky started pulling out the rest of Dash's organs, pausing with each removal. I know I can be a real pancreas, but you know I'm just kidney with ya. You really gotta learn to liver it up. Boy, these jokes are getting bladder. Guess you gotta develop a stomach for them. Pinky placed the discarded body parts into a bucket, keeping the last one for a bit longer. Ooh, bagpipes, she said, placing the end of Dash's esophagus into her mouth and the stomach in her armpit. She squeezed, and a spurt of acid hit her tongue.
How is she holding her esophagus? Well, I take that. What? No. That's kind of sketchy right there.
Ew! Oh, hey look, there's your cupcake, Dash! Dash didn't hear her tormentor. She slipped from consciousness minutes ago. Pinky, not yet satisfied, hit Dash with another adrenaline shot. Dash woke up for the last time, her heart pounding. Warm blood flowed out from the wound.
Because, your heart could still pound if your lower half of your body didn't exist anymore.
Warm blood flowed out from the wound in her chest in great spurts. It wouldn't be long now. Pinky brought Dash round.
Wouldn't have been long 20 minutes ago.
Onto her back again and straddled the blue pony's chest, scalpel at the ready. Rainbow Dash, I'm disappointed. I thought you would have lasted longer. I really wanted to spend more time with you before we got here. But I guess it's my fault. I should have taken it a little slower. Oh well, it was really nice knowing you, Dash. The blade sunk into the blue throat and worked its way up to Dash's chin. Coming back down, Pinky's scalpel then circled Dash's neck. The last thing Rainbow Dash felt was her skin being cut away from her skull, and the metal blade scraping her teeth. Then she was gone.
Yep.
Pinkie Pie stared into the mirror. She had done a really good job, even keeping the eyelids. She winked, and Dash winked back. Pinky smiled.
God. What the fuck?
But still, she was sad that her friend was now gone. Dash had only lasted 50 minutes. Not nearly as long as...
would have been dead, like, halfway, less than halfway, quarter way through that.
Not nearly as long as Pinky had wanted. She looked back at the cadaver hanging in the center of the room. Cadaver.
Learn your medical terms, Adam.
The last of her friend's fluids draining into a pan. Yep, no more Rainbow Dash. As she looked, Pinky cocked her head. She began to take notice of the fact that there really wasn't much damage to the corpse. In fact, the pink pony mused, I think an idea exploded in her head. She was good at sewing, and she had all the pieces. And she had to do all she had to do was put them back together. Yeah. She just had to get some stuffing, and bingo, she'd have a rainbow dash forever. In fact, thought Pinky, that's what she'd do for all of her best friends when their numbers came up. She was so excited, she skipped right over to the body with her Skinner to get started. The cupcakes could wait. Pinkie Pie had a friend to make. So, what do you think?
Well, to be honest, it wasn't as weird as I thought it would be. About as weird as Shed.Mauve. A little less weird.
Oh.
There was no
Oh.
macabre singing.
Just wait until we decide to read,
Wait, we're reading more? Oh, that means I have to overanalyze more of these?
Not overanalysis, just
Son of a
reactions.
bitch. Alright, fine.
Wait until we decide to read Sweet Apple Massacre. I'm regretting this decision as we speak of it.
It's really you speaking, I'm just reacting.
Or as I speak of it.
Because I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah.
Just
anyway,
wait until Sweet
internets.
Apple Massacre. Sweet Apple Massacre is just...
Pleasant. Alright, I get it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Internet, for listening to me, not rage, that's not the word. Rant? There we go, rant.
Yeah. Alright, so that's the end of the first episode of I Read, He Reacts.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.